Understand? Yoga is nothing but union with cosmos.
It's where I sit.
It is so unfortunate. The word union is very poorly mapped and understood just for physical sex. Please understand. Sex is poor man's version of union. When you don't know anything, you just do that. That's it. Union is rich man's version of sex. It is much beyond body. Biggest problem in the modern day is amputated yoga. Understand, this is the word I use. Amputated yoga. The angas of yoga is cut and packaged. Amputated yoga is the most danger to the modern day. We need to give the original yoga as it is complete to the world. Yoga is the science which makes the divine to connect with you. Listen, not you to divine. No. I'll tell you, if you think man to divine, you will be man forever. In spirituality, where you start, you will remain there forever. So start in right place. Never man to divine. It is always divine to man. Precisely in my Atma Pramana, I'll tell you yoga. What is yoga? Strong cognitions exploding into your system and changing your whole brain's alchemy, putting you in the space beyond any description, and release such intense ecstasy into your system is yoga from my experience. The postures, stretching your body, everything is...
Start session.
Nithyananda, everyone. Welcome to this segment of Nithya Kriyas and Happy International Day. And in this segment, we are going to learn about care and cure for depression. With the blessings and trainings from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam's blessings. Let's start with this segment of Nithya Kriya, cure and care for depression. So let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So let's understand some basic concepts about health. Your belief is your health in Hinduism. Health, as many of us feel, that it is not just the absence of illness. It is something more than that. It is well-being. Just because you are not in the hospital, the absence of disease does not mean you are healthy. First truth, that is the first thing that we all need to understand. Just because we are not hospitalized, we think we are healthy. The second truth, health is a state of physical, psychological, emotional, and spiritual well-being, where you feel life is good. The way you feel about you is very important for your health. But if you have a wrong idea about you, that itself can destroy your health. Not only the active pattern, the passive beliefs that you have also affects your system, also affects your health. The passive beliefs alone can raise the bad cholesterol. For example, if you believe, I cannot walk fast, I can only walk slow, I cannot lift weight, I'm too old. Just these kind of beliefs are enough to build bad cholesterol in you. Your beliefs, even if they're passive, can build a disease in you. You build nativities in you. So your health is just the expression of what you believe as you. Even your medicine is what you believe as you. So what is optimum health? As per Hinduism, optimum health meaning body is not only functioning perfectly, the possibility of disease happening should not be there. This is what is optimum health. First thing required for optimum health is oxygen. Your body is made up of trillions of cells. Each one of them requires a steady flow of oxygen. Oxygen is so important. Even a few seconds of disturbance in oxygen supply, cells can cause a disease. Every cell needs steady flow of oxygen. Unfortunately, most of us, even though we are breathing, we don't take the oxygen completely. It's a very shallow breathing. Oxygen supply to each cell is such an important necessity. Not only we don't supply enough oxygen to trillions of cells in our body, we go on disturbing it. In Siddha tradition, there is a beautiful description that every time you visualize a certain negative idea in your system, for example, you visualize an accident, then even every such time, one part of your body does not get oxygen supply. The moment you create stressful, negative thought current, immediately the system responds to it and the oxygen supply to many parts of your body drastically gets reduced. So in Vedic tradition, we go one step beyond oxygen. We call it prana. Prana is the food for the mitochondria in your cell. Oxygen is necessary for your cell, but the subtle part of the cell, which we call as prana, is required. That is why when you do pranayama or when your Kundalini Shakti is awakened by initiation, your mitochondria cell energy goes up and automatically you start experiencing optimum health and anti-aging. Breathing is a basic thing required for health. infusing the life energy that is called prana in Sanskrit into your system is the most sacred secret for optimum health, for your physical, mental well-being, and for enlightenment itself. If you start breathing consciously, nothing else is required. If proper breathing is taught, thousands of your diseases will disappear. Human beings need basic training for breathing. This whole Nithya Kriya is based on breathing. How your whole body can be supplied with intense prana, the life energy, which comes with the air that we breathe. The subtle part of the oxygen, how it not only your mitochondria cell energy, your very DNA can be awakened, made to live through proper breathing. Hinduism is the most ancient, most peaceful, still living and long-lasting, demonstrable system that shows the possibility of peaceful coexistence amongst people despite fundamental differences in their preferences and realities. And these solutions from Hinduism are time-tested and foolproof. Over the last 50 years, the effects of meditation and its significant impact on stress, crime rates, violence, political decision-making, and even war in local and global consciousness is well established. Unfortunately, last 200 years, forcefully, we are made to believe Hinduism is functional principle only for enlightenment and spirituality. It is absolutely dysfunctional for the political, social, and economical system, making Hindu family structure, Hindu social structure dysfunctional is the greatest crime done against humanity. Hinduism was once practiced freely over 56 nations across the continent from Afghanistan, India, Nepal, Burma, Sri Lanka, all the way to Singapore, Malaysia, and Cambodia and Indonesia, and in 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas, that is provinces, and 10,000 sampradayas, which are traditions. For the last 27 years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the living incarnation of Paramashiva, who has revived the authentic solutions from the source scriptures of Hinduism, Vedas, and Agamas through Kailasa, the ancient Hindu civilizational nation. Nithya Kriya. What is Nithya Kriya? Nithya Kriya is a unique and ancient combination of components of Nithyananda Yoga that include asanas, that means the yoga postures, pranayama, that is breathing techniques, visualization, both external verbalization, that is mantras, and external sound. The mantras are external sound vibration one hears or chant. And the internal verbalization, that is internally hearing of sound or mantra. These kriyas derived from the ancient source scriptures of Hinduism are decoded and revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, in the span of 18 years via 981 plus programs, sessions, and initiatives in 186 countries. This series of Nithya Kriya manuals comprise of cares and cures. The cares are preventive and cure the diseases for the most common as well as the fatal physical and mental diseases and disorders. The cure, which is generally the cure, and the care, which is preventive. Nithya Kriya work respectively for each condition or disorder. Even though the desired result might be experienced within a few days of practicing, or all Nithya Kriyas are also be practiced for 21 days consecutively. The Nithya Kriyas preserve and deliver the original yogic practices which are born out of millennia of research and development and our contribution and sorry for the technical glitch. Sorry for the technical glitch. So the constant flow of energy that happens continuously in your body through the 72,000 subtle energy channels called nadis, making up the energy circuit of the body. The circuit is governed by the Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy is the immense potential energy present in each of us that acts like a water pump that helps complete this energy circuit. Kundalini can be thought of as every individual's hotline to the infinite cosmic energy source. Once awakened, by the appropriate yogic practices and the guidance and the grace of the Guru, the Kundalini showers a host of blessings on the practitioner, including a big boost of energy levels, physical well-being, the falling away of negative mental patterns, true inner fulfillment, and a deep connection to the universal source. If there is a disturbance in the energy flow in some part of the body, there is impedance to the energy flow to the rest of the body, resulting in the onset of the diseases, disorders, and the disturbances in the body. Nithya Kriyas are powerful tools which help remove these energy blockages, restoring the life energy flow, that is prana. When the body is aligned in certain postures during the Nithya Kriyas, the energy block is removed and realigned. Once the block is removed, the Kundalini energy gets pumped into the circuit during the Kumbhakas. When energy flow is re-established, the disease or disturbance is healed. If your body allows you to do what you are supposed to do, only then you are healthy. Health is not at all about 18-inch biceps and 8-pack. It is all about, is your body aligning to your purpose? That is health. Let your idea about health be established on cosmic principles. Hinduism has strengthened and redefined the ideas of physical health, psychological healing, spiritual counseling, helping human beings mentally, emotionally, and psychologically by operating with the single unified goal of facilitating every individual to explore their ultimate possibility by enlightening them with the sciences elaborated in the timeless Hindu source scriptures called Vedas and Agamas. Now let us understand the significance of the Nithya Kriyas. For overall good health and well-being, Hinduism has solutions that can be easily practiced and incorporated in daily life. The healing achieved by Nithya Kriyas is permanent as it works on the cellular biomemory level. It generates natural steroids and therefore has no negative side effects. So what are the spiritual roots of Nithya Kriyas? Nithya Kriya is soundly anchored in the sacred yoga scriptures, including the legendary Patanjali Yoga Sutras, as well as the 3 classic texts that form the base of yoga, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Geranda Samhita, and Shiva Samhita. Patanjali Yoga Sutra is the foundational text of yoga, written by the father of the yoga, the enlightened sage Patanjali. This esoteric and highly practical text is based on Sankhya Yoga. It is said to date back to the 2nd century BC, although it is believed to be far more ancient. Patanjali Yoga Sutras emphasize the value of yoga as a lifestyle through Ashtanga Yoga, that is 8-limbed yoga. Patanjali Yoga Sutras are useful even after 5,000 years. They are time-tested and foolproof and still produce the intended results for hundreds of yogis around the world. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the next one. This is the classic 15th century Sanskrit Hatha Yoga text written by Swami Swatma Rama, a disciple of Swami Gorakhnath. This book is dedicated to the Adinada or Bhagwan Paramashiva, who is said to have revealed the secrets of Hatha Yoga to his divine consort Devi Paramashiva Shakti. Hatha Yoga Pradipika contains 4 major Upadesha as teachings, which reveal the correct understanding and practice of asanas, pranayamas, chakras, bandhas, kriyas, shakti, nadis, mudras, and kundalini. The next is Keranda Samhita. This is also a classical Sanskrit Hatha Yoga text. It is a practical yoga manual said to have been taught by the sage Gheranda to Chanda Kapali. Gheranda Samhita text has 7 chapters. It advocates a 7-fold yoga: Shatkarma, Asana, Pranayama, Mudra, Pratyahara, Dhyana, and Samadhi, where each chapter elaborates on one of 7 folds of Hatha Yoga. This is also a classic Sanskrit Hatha Yoga text. The other text that Nithya Kriya draws from includes Kumbhaka Paddhati or Raghu Veera, Yoga Kundalini Upanishad, Yoga Chudamani Upanishad, Yoga Taravali, Jnana Pradipika, Yogasana Mala Sachitra. Kailasa works towards availing these signs of the 108 Nithya Kriya through the Nithya Kriya Care and Cure series to the world with the aim to safely and scientifically awaken and harness the Kundalini energy in the body through these self-administered healing techniques. As Kundalini is a self-healing mechanism, the practitioners of Nithya Kriya will find that not only their health and life problems diminish or disappear, but the very patterns that cause the disease are rooted out by the overflowing of superconsciousness energy as the being goes through a superconsciousness mutation process. The other text of Nithya Kriya draws from includes this, we already done this. Over the years, Nithya Kriya has made extraordinary progress in recognizing, diagnosing, and treating mental illnesses as well as severe psychological distress. Kailasa's Department of Health is committed to building on that success by matching humanity's hardships with equally magnanimous responsibility by improving the quality of healthcare for all the Hindus through the signs of Nithya Kriya. It is the policy of Kailasa's Department of Health to work towards the unified goal of bringing excellence to the healthcare provisions to its citizens by providing them with the best services towards the well-being so they can achieve success and prosperity, untimely contributing to the world. Ultimately, contributing to the world. Now let us see some of the testimonials of the devotees who practice these Nithya Kriyas over the period of years. The first testimonial is from Ma Sakshi Pramana, is from Ma Alicia Morrissey from USA. She shares that in February 2011, I attended my first program with Swamiji, Live Bliss 1, over two-way video conferencing, which he was conducting himself. This was my breakthrough experience, instantly giving me a strong feeling connection to Swamiji and was beginning of my new life. Then my feeling connection becomes stronger when Swamiji released Nithya Kriya, which has forever changed my life. I practice it daily and still do it to this day because the technique works wonders for me. It filled me with so much positive energy and auspiciousness and also made me have a first levitation experience. I felt more energetic, vibrant, happier, focused, peaceful, and healthier. Everything changed for me and become a brand new person. Depression has left me and I'm finally letting go of all my anxiety built up over my so many years. All thanks to this amazing gift from Swamiji. And we have another testimonial from Perumala Paramanathan from Toronto, Canada. Nithya Kriya helped me get rid of my problems. Nithyanandam, I am Perumala Paramanathan from Toronto, Canada. I want to share my experience with you. I have had diabetics for the last 16 years and it had been very high for the last 3 years. Normal blood sugar is between 5 and 6 for me. It is more than 15, so I was worried. So when I heard about this diabetic Nithya Kriya, I was so happy and I attended a 1-week workshop at Toronto Temple. I'm amazed to see my sugar levels come down. And in the mornings, it is always between 5 and 6. And the doctor has reduced my medication to half. Now, not only did my sugar level come down, my mind and body improved. And I am so thankful to Swamiji. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you. Thank you. And another testimonial is from Ricardo. Says that Nithya Kriya helped me to get rid of my problems. 63 years old Ricardo reported that he had been suffering from the age of 33, while recently he was introduced to Nithya Kriya about 4 months ago by his neighbor, a disciple of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Ricardo says he came to my house and taught me how I had to do it. And before I started the exercise, I checked my sugar level and it was 350. I did the exercise and the way he taught me to do it, when I finished it, I checked my sugar level and it was 85. I have never seen something reduce my sugar level so rapidly. Usually I have to walk around the neighborhood for half an hour to 1 hour. Even then, I have to put a lot of insulin to reduce my sugar level. This is extraordinary, Ricardo says. When I went to see the doctor and see how I was doing while using this 5 units of insulin and doing the exercise daily in the morning, it was a miracle. My doctor asked, only 5 units of insulin? And I said, yes, 5 units. Doctor said, great. Continue with this, just 5 units each normally eat. Ricardo also stated that he had blood sugar levels between 300 to 400, and every day he would take 45 units of insulin in the morning and 25 units in the afternoon. Sometimes he had to call the ambulance and be hospitalized with the dangerously high and low sugar levels. Now he's feeling so good. He's going back to work at the age of 63. So now it's time to practice the Kriya. Now, this Kriya, we are going to learn the Kriya for depression. This Nithya Kriya for depression helps you to care, that means prevention, from depression. And if you're already suffering from depression, cure for that. So let's understand now care for depression, prevention for depression. So before that, disclaimer is the flow of the Nithya Kriya. So it's a continuous process. Follow these steps. Do not break in between until the entire segment of the Kailasa's Nithya Kriya is officially completed. The following Kriya is recommended to be followed for at least 21 to 42 days on a daily basis to achieve the desired results. This technique is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical diagnosis or treatment. Individuals with any type of medical condition, the elderly, children below age 14, women, and the pregnant are suspect they are pregnant, they may be pregnant, that are advised to seek professional medical advice before practicing this technique. Viewers who are not on two-way video conferencing are cautioned that they are practicing these techniques at their own risk. Now, if you see the statistics, what is depression? About the depression or clinical depression is a mental state of low mood with aversion to activity, which affects the individual's thoughts, feelings, behavior, and sense of well-being. Depression is a psychiatric disorder which is characterized by the feelings of extreme sadness, helplessness, hopelessness, despair, guilt, insomnia, loss of energy, loss of appetite, or everything. Inability to concentrate or focus, withdrawal from social contact, irritability, low self-esteem, discouragement, and thoughts of death, and finally suicide. So depression may result as a reaction to a particular negative life experience, such as loss of loved one, physical illness, loss of job, relationship troubles, or social isolation. It will also result as a side effects to drugs or medical treatments. These former cases may not require professional treatment. Prolonged depressive mood may lead to a medical condition such as a mood disorder, in which case professional help of an individual is required. Treatment vary according to subdivisions of depression as determined by the severity and length of affliction. See some of the statistics in the world today. Everyone should know that 300 million people worldwide experience depression according to the World Health Organization. 3.1 million people between ages, especially the adolescent ages 12 to 17 in the US, have experienced at least one major depressive episode in the past year, and 8.7 women have depression and 5.3 men have depression. According to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's own words, please start the process, Nithya Kriya. Let the Kundalini energy in you all be intensely awakened. Let you all be programmed for joy and excitement and energy. Let the pattern of depression break in all of you. Let the pattern of depression be destroyed in all of you. Now we are going to learn the care for depression. That is prevention for depression. This has got 5 steps. You have to do, remember, you have to do all these steps consecutively, continuously. The first step of these 5 steps is prana mudra. Second is deep breathing. Third is mula bandha. Fourth is the breathing technique 1. Fifth step is breathing technique 2. All these 5 steps for prevention, care for depression. So we're going to demonstrate this. I'm going to explain, and you're also going to see that demonstration of this Nithya Kriya for care for depression. First step, Prana Mudra. Prana Mudra technique is sit in Padmasana, that is lotus posture. That is, bend your knees, place your left feet on your right thigh and right feet on your left thigh. Keep your eyes closed and focus on your breath. Keep your hands on your thighs. Touch the tip of your ring finger and little finger to your thumb. Index and middle fingers should be pointed straight. Feel the life force as it rushes through your body. Stay on this pose for 3 minutes. Now, Now the next step, next technique, close. Next step is close your eyes. Inhale and exhale as deeply as possible. Repeat this breathing technique few times. Take a very long, deep breaths as deeply as possible. Now, the third step is Mula Bandha, which is in English, it is internal seal. How to do this is sit in Padmasana, put your left heel under the perineum and sit on it. This is Mula Bandha. Now, contract the abdominal muscles to expel the maximum amount of air from the lungs. Hold the breath as long as possible. When you can't hold anymore, slowly inhale. Repeat this bandha 11 times. I repeat this technique, this third step. Sit in Padmasana, put the left heel under the perineum and sit on it. Now contract the abdominal muscles to expel the maximum amount of air from the lungs. Hold the breath outside as long as possible. When you can't hold anymore, slowly inhale. This is one cycle. Repeat it 11 times. Now, the fourth step. Fourth step in prevention or care for depression. The fourth step is breathing 1. The breathing technique 1. This technique is release the whatever you are in the Mula Bandha, release that bandha. You can take your left heel out. Now, in this breathing technique, you inhale slowly and fill the abdomen and the lungs as much as possible. Inhale slowly and fill the abdomen and lungs as much as possible. Hold the breath inside as long as possible. Then exhale very slowly. Repeat. This is one cycle. Repeat this 11 cycles. 11 times you have to repeat. I repeat this again. Inhale slowly and fill your abdomen and lungs as much as possible. You hold this breath inside as long as possible. Now, when you cannot bear this, exhale very slowly. Repeat the cycles 11 times. Now the next step, fifth step for prevention or care for the Nithya Kriya for depression is breathing technique 2. So in this step, what you're going to do is exhale completely by contracting your abdominal muscles. Retain the breath outside as long as you can. You exhale and you just retain. Retain the breath outside as long as you can. When you inhale and fill your lungs and abdominal muscles. Hold the breath inside as long as you can. Repeat this 20 times. Repeat. Exhale quickly by contracting your abdominal muscles. Retain the breath outside as long as you can. And now when you're inhaling, inhale and fill the lungs and abdominal muscles. Hold inside as long as possible before exhaling. When you're exhaling again, exhale completely and by contracting. So this is one cycle. Repeat this cycles for 21 times. Repeat this for 21 times. Repeat this for 21 times. Somebody dots, I don't know. No, I'm not projected now. What I should do? I should continue or not? Okay. So now let's move on to cure for depression. So in these steps, in this cure for depression, it has got 3 steps. The 3 steps are, the first step is sitting in Padmasana, the posture. In Padmasana, the following technique will be performed. The rest of the 2 steps you will do sitting in Padmasana. The second is Sitali Kumbhaka. That's a breathing technique. And the third is Bastrika Pranayama. That is again the breathing technique. Both Sitali Kumbhaka and Bastrika Pranayama, both these breathing techniques you perform while sitting in the lotus posture Padmasana. So now the first step, sitting in the posture Padmasana. In this posture, place the right foot on the left thigh and similarly the left foot on the right thigh. Cross the hands behind the back and firmly catch hold of the great toes of the feet, so crossed. As you see the demonstration. Place the chin on the chest and fix the gaze on the tip of the nose. Settle in this posture for 30 seconds. I repeat the instructions. Sit in Padmasana. Then Cross the hands behind the back and firmly catch hold of the great toes of the feet. So crossed. As you see in the picture and the demonstration. Place the chin on the chest and fix the gaze on the tip of the nose. Settle in this posture for 30 seconds. Now let's move on to the second step of this cure for depression. In this technique, the second step is breathing technique of Sitali Kumbhaka. In this step, Sitali Kumbhaka, continue to sit in Padmasana, close the eyes and relax the whole body. Extend the tongue outside of the mouth and roll the sides of the tongue. Roll the sides of the tongue up so that forms a tube. Inhale slowly through the tongue. At the end of inhalation, roll the tongue in and close the mouth. Retain it there for a short time. Then exhale slowly through the nose. This is one repetition and do it for 21 times. I repeat this instructions again, which is Sitali Kumbhaka. Continue to sit in Padmasana and relax the whole body. Extend the tongue outside of the mouth and roll the sides of the tongue to make as a tube. Twist the tongue on both sides, make it as a tube. Inhale slowly through the tongue. At the end of inhalation, roll the tongue in, close the mouth. Retain in there for a short period, then exhale slowly through the nose. Repeat for 21 times. Now let's move on to the last step. Bastrika. Another breathing technique for the cure for the depression. This is the last step, step 3 of the cure for the depression. That is Bastrika Pranayama. So how to do this is, you need to continue to sit in Padmasana. Inhale slowly, expanding the stomach. Sit in Padmasana and inhale slowly, expanding the stomach. Then exhale slowly. Repeat this Kumbhaka 21 times. after 21 times, now inhale slowly. Hold the breath as long as you can. When you feel you can't hold it quickly expel the air with the sound of bellows. At this moment, when you're doing this, the stomach should contract to touch the back. Do this complete sequence 3 times. So I repeat this. Inhale slowly. Hold the breath as long as you can. When you feel you cannot hold quickly, you cannot hold anymore, quickly expel the air with the sound of bellows. At this moment, the stomach should contract to touch the back. Do this complete sequence 21 times. That comes to the conclusion of this Nithya Kriya for depression. As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism suggests, do this Nithya Kriya for care and cure for depression for 21 days, suggested, or you can also choose to do 42 days continuously for the complete results. So now this comes to the conclusion of this session and moving on to our next segment. So let's conclude with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tassat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam.
System to retain that alchemy experience. What I am teaching as Nithyananda Yoga is not one more brand yoga, it is the yoga.
Nithyananda Yoga is the revival of the authentic yoga as per the scriptures, where the 12 components of each asana are going to be experienced. You are going to have the Parama Yoga revealed by Paramashiva, ultimate Shiva, ultimate truth. Understand the ultimate secrets of union with the cosmos is yoga. By practicing Nithyananda Yoga with these components, strong roots are built within the body and ecstatic bliss is experienced. This yoga delivers the direct experience of samadhi, experience of oneness with the ultimate, to manifest the state, space, and powers of Paramashiva. Each of the 12 components of yoga work on the unmanifest layer, the avyakta, antimatter, anti-sound, anti-sex. Anything done in the level of usha, the expression, matter, due to matter's quality of going up and down, does not stay permanently. Anything done in the level of chaya, the existence, antimatter, as it does not go down, stays permanently. Anti-sex with Paramashiva is Nithyananda Yoga. Anti-sex is intense completion for what you know normally as sex. During the process, the anti-sex body goes through passive sexual relationship with the avyakta, unmanifested component of Paramashiva. In order to achieve this intense completion, His Divine Holiness Paramaham